simulators. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 11 of our fishing North Atlantic playthrough. We're still here on the Seize the Day. Let's make sure that all of our stuff is taken care of. But yeah, so basically this episode we're gonna go out and do some either long line fishing or net fishing, which we're currently rigged for net fishing. So let's go to our nets, and there's only one of them that needs to be repaired. That's good. And then let's see here. It is currently May 8th, right? Which means if we come here to our map and we go to let's see here, fish season. So May 8th is where we're at. So yeah, so pollock, redfish, mackerel just came in season. Next month is the beginning of bluefin tuna. So essentially what we need to do in this episode and the coming episodes, basically like in this month, we are going to need to start saving money because I want to buy a little bit of a bigger boat. Oh, those are the owned ones. I want to buy a little bit of a bigger boat, not one of these. But I think the Emery is going to be the boat that we're going to want to get for this next thing. So let's take a look at the bar. There's no tips right now, but yeah, so if you're just now joining me for this, oh, we don't have any crew on board. If you're just now joining me for this series, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below. So we want to take all of our crew back. But yeah, the one thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that this series continues to do really, really well. And I'm glad that everybody's enjoying it. I said in either the last episode or a couple episodes ago, I forget which episode I said it in, but I do have fishing Barents Sea, and I might check that out and record it tomorrow is what I'm thinking, which means that you guys would see that video starting on Tuesday. I'm gonna have to play that by ear. I don't know for a fact that I'll be able to record it. Because when I'm talking tomorrow, today is Saturday and this video goes live on Sunday, which is the day for this series as a whole. Every Sunday is when this series is supposed to come out. Anyway, all of that to be said, one of my favorite things about being like a YouTuber and a streamer is interacting with my audience, okay? And unfortunately in these videos I can't quite do that in real time, but what I can do is heart your comments and like them and respond to them, which I have done for every single comment that this channel has gotten so far. But you could also join the Discord. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, but the point is that I love all of the comments. I love all the feedback that people have been giving. And speaking of comments and feedback, here is today's comment shout out. All right, it's time for that comment shout out. And today's comment shout out comes to us from Karik Wolf 4695. Says, darn it, you're talking me into buying this game. Nicely done, sir. One of us, one of us, one of us. Thank you so much for your comment. All right, thank you so much for that shout out there, Editor Drake. So when I was in the Navy, so I was looking at the water while I was paused and recording for a little bit, right? And you see how like the lights are reflecting off the water. It looks really nice. When I was in the Navy, one of the coolest things ever was the water was very black and reflective like it is right now. And we were out in the middle of the ocean, the Indian Ocean at the time, and it was a perfectly calm day. There was no wind, no waves, no clouds, and and you could see the entire Milky Way from horizon to horizon, and it was just freaking is the coolest thing that I've ever seen in my life, and I don't think anything will ever top that ever. Anyway, let's go ahead and get Sadie out here and preparing the net, and we will go to our fishing spot. I think, like, so in the last episode, right, we did that cargo mission with the selfie up here to Digby, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here where we found like a bunch of fish, and so we'll lay out, I think 14 nets is the plan. So yeah, we'll lay out 14 nets or in that neighborhood, somewhere around there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in a cut right here, and then I'll bring you guys back after I've laid out the nets for this trip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you back because I'm laying out line 13 because there's a ship out here right off to our port here. I'm trying to let them know that we're laying out a net right now, and it's unlucky net number 13, so I'm just laying on this horn, just letting them know that I can't change course right now, and hopefully he doesn't run into us. All right, a quick little snap back, and he slowed his speed down, and thankfully we didn't have a collision. But oh man, I was nervous there for a minute. All right, I'll bring you back when it's time to pick up the first net. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way. We're gonna get our crew out here ready to go, and the sun should be coming up here any minute now. It's starting to peek over the horizon just a little bit. I mean, but it's behind this hill or mountain or whatever. But yeah, as is tradition here on the Drakeage 2000 simulator channel, we are going to do the first and last net, and then any significant nets in between, I'll bring you back for those as well. But yeah, like I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and I'm hoping that when I try fishing Barents Sea, that it will also be fun. So one thing that you can tell, yeah, this is going to be a small net because that progress was like way too large. So they fill, you know, like Mikhail here, he'll have like a little green line that will go up for every fish that he pulls in. It's basically like to show you the progress of like how many fish he's got in the net and so on and so forth, right? I'm not overly concerned with the fact that we had a small net there, because throughout the night I kept hearing seagulls as we were laying out the rest of those nets over there. So yeah, I kept hearing the seagulls, and I couldn't see them at all, but I was trying to follow their sound, and hopefully I did a good job of that. I guess we're gonna find out during this trip, right? So there you go. All right, so now you hear that, like, that sound effect for every fish that they put away, and for every one of those, like, this green line is just moving up just a tiny bit. So that means that this is going to be a rather big net, and it's probably going to be like 8,000 to 10,000 pounds of fish is my guess, with how slow that's moving for each fish that he's putting away. So that could be pretty good. And survey says 13,900. I was way off. Okay, well, I'll bring you right back after we collect the rest of the nets here. Okay, I'm collecting another net right now, but I wanted to bring you back because right here where the mouse is, you can see the seagulls, and then you can see the pattern that I laid out here on the map down here, that I was headed in the right direction. So I did a really good job of listening in for those seagulls at night, because I could not see them there. But it looks like I headed in the exact right direction. And based on like how we've been catching off of these nets, I think we did a really good haul on this run. We'll probably fill the boat, but it might be just shy. I'm not sure. But we've been getting like anywhere from like 6,000 to 13,000 pounds of fish in these various nets. So yeah, it's been going really well. Okay, that's the largest net that I've ever had. 16,984 pounds in a 120 meter net is just like, yeah, we're gonna fill the boat way before I wanted to fill the boat, which means that a few of these nets are gonna get lost, or not lost, but like we're gonna have to dump the fish that that we caught in those, which to me, as like a realistic gamer, right, like that makes me upset, because that means that we needlessly caught some of those fish, which means that some of those fish are gonna die as a result of that. And that, even though they're digital fish, it still makes me sad. I don't want to waste the fish, you know. Anyway, that's just me. All right, so we ended up filling the boat with 10 nets this go around. We had a couple really good nets out there. We're gonna go ahead and collect the rest of our nets, just so that we don't lose the money on the nets themselves. So I'm gonna keep Mikhail and Nora here on net hauling as we go around and we pick up the rest of these nets, just to collect our gear back up, right? This like swordfish and tuna fish boat over here, like drove up like from our starboard to our port and stopped right in front of us as we were doing these lines. I thought about doing like a little funny sketch of me like shaking my fist at them and stuff, but I don't feel like busting out my green screen right now to do that. So maybe next time I'll do a little sketch like that. Sorry, but yeah, it's late. It's 9 p.m. Saturday for me right now, and as of right now, it's been 40 minutes of me recording this this particular episode. So we're probably gonna do like one more fishing run, but like with the larger cargo hold for these boats and stuff like that, we might end up going down to just like one fishing trip per episode. I'm not really sure, because basically what I don't want to be in a situation where I'm cutting like an hour out of the recording, because I don't know, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Part of the joy of the series for me, and I don't know about you guys, and let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me, but part of the charm of this, I think, is being realistic with it, right? Instead of me doing like 20 fishing trips offline, instead, like I've shown you every single fishing trip that I have done, with the exception of 2 fishing trips, because I did those offline when I was grinding with the Drake's Fortune boat, that early lobster boat, mainly because like it was getting really repetitive, and we had done like 5 episodes or something with that same boat, and it was all going to be exactly the exact same thing over and over. So I was kind of like, well, I'll just go on 2 runs real quick. And but for the most part, you guys saw what it took to grind up and buy another boat, right? Buying this Seize the Day here. You saw all of that, and that's kind of like my goal with the series. I want you guys to have like a realistic expectation on what this game has to offer. The other thing about that too, though, is I know that the majority of you that are watching this series are now players of the game as well. You know, not so much so for like episode 1 or 2. That did catch a lot of new people to the series, but anyway, I'm just blabbing off here, just talking as I gather all of these fishing buoys up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put another cut in here. I'll bring you back for when we go into town to sell this fish, and yeah, I'll bring you back. Okay, so the majority of our fish that we caught is the pollock. So 184 at Digby. Yarmouth 191, that might be where we go. Lunenburg 201, maybe it's Lunenburg. 207 Ingleshall, 207 Ingalls Head rather, seems to be where we are going to go. So we need to find Ingalls Head. I always forget. Oh, look at that, I found it right away. I was gonna say, I always forget like where these ports are, because it's always a week in between me recording these, so I'm never really paying attention. Okay, there we go. $332,814.30 after the crew takes their cut, so that's pretty good. Also, I'm still curious, like why like there's another YouTuber out there who I've been watching play the game, and his prices are like $46 and stuff like that. I don't get that. I'm wondering, you know what it might be? Hold on, let's take a look here together, because I'm curious, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave this in the video so that you know as well. I think what it could be is let's see here, like maybe there's a price thing. No, there isn't. Okay, something is happening. Okay, well, like I was saying, something fishy is going on there, because I'm willing to bet that in situations like that, it's probably like a YouTuber is changing the values manually or something like that, or they've changed it somehow. I don't know, but this is the boat that we're gonna aim to get, because it does long line, net, crabbing, and deep line. We are going to use this for deep lining, I think. It's not, in my opinion, good for lobster, because you can't do the string of lobsters. So if you lay out 150 lobster pots out there, you're gonna hate life picking one of those up at a time. Whereas like the Not Guilty right here allows you to dump 15 into the water at a time, which is a lot better. But yeah, so max storage is 275,000 for the Emery, and we need to save 1.395 million in order to do that, which is going to take us a little bit longer, because we are going to take our crew and we are going to level them up a little bit. I wanted to get I think I want to get Sadie and Graham leveled up in whatchamacallit, it'd be better if I was here. Okay, I want to get them leveled up here in deep line to get ready for that. So that's gonna cost quite a bit of money for that, but yeah, it's basically like our entire catch that we just had. Okay, so I'll bring you back. What I'm gonna do is for the sake of time, because I've done a lot of blabbing in this episode, for the sake of time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna find some fish, I'm gonna lay out the nets, and I'll bring you back as I am picking up the last one for that one, just to save a little bit of time in this video. All right, we just found the Catherine or something or other. Like, where's it at? It was like right there. Was it not there anymore? Oh, it vanished. Oh, dang it. I was trying to get it on the camera there for for the video. Anyway, I'll bring you back after we've set the nets and all that fun stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just laid out, I was gonna lay out 10 nets, but I decided to go with 11 just in case, because this is for all intents and purposes, this is the same area that we were just fishing in. I still have seagulls in the area, which is why I decided to go ahead and fish here again. By the way, this location is right here on this shelf next to the Digby port and such. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and yeah, let's see how we did as we pull into this first net. I had to quickly adjust my position. Oh, I might have just screwed us up like completely. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, you know, as is D2K tradition, I show you my success and my failure because I want that realistic experience. I want you guys to know what you... Oh, no fish were caught. Low population. That's bullcrap. Look at all the fish on the sonar. No fish were caught. Low population. My ass. Oh, this might not be successful at all then. Dang it. Okay, well, let's find out. I'll bring you back inside. Now, one of the things you need to keep in mind when you're moving crew around, right? Even though you've technically moved them over to the resting spot, they are not technically resting until they are inside the ship and that door is closed. So now that they are no longer rendered, they are resting, and we are going to go ahead and wait an hour. And that should now put our nets... Ooh. We gotta wait like 7 minutes. So give me a moment here. Nora leveled up too. That's awesome. Get them back out here. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. I need that button. All right, 56. So we got 3 minutes before we should pick up the next net. Yeah. I don't know. Do we just wait that extra hour? If we wait that extra hour, we'll be at 21 hours in the water, which is not ideal. Yeah, I'll bring you back here in a few minutes because it's gonna take me a few minutes to just sit here and wait for that time to come through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We now have 20 hours and 2 minutes on this net, which should be the golden number. And we are about to find out. I'll bring up the crew screen again, and let's go. Come on, let the green bar move slowly. Let the green bar move slowly. That's pretty decent. That could be a decent haul. I think laying out 11 nets is a good thing because that first net ended up being a big fat goose egg. So 9,000 pounds of fish on that one is phenomenal. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go get all of the rest of our nets, and I'll bring you back at the last net, and we'll see kind of like what our total is. I don't think, because we had that one net that was completely empty, I don't think that we will end up in a scenario where I have a full boat. I don't think so. But put your bets in now. pause the video and see if you're accurate. So yeah, unfortunately, we had several nets that had no fish in them whatsoever, and you know, I don't know, I think it's kind of unfortunate because you look here on the sonar and it's just absolutely packed full of fish. But I think what it is that we fished this area already in a trip just a little bit ago, and so I think it's kind of just we're taking too much out, right? So if this next net happens to be like a 16,000 pound net, we'll still come out of this okay, because we're sitting at 57,283 pounds of fish on board, which is not bad, right? But it's not a second full boat, and I was kind of hoping for a second full boat. And you know, I honestly, I knew better than to fish the same spot twice, but we weren't quite laying our nets in this part of the area, so I was kind of hoping, against hope, essentially, and seeing this awesome sonar down here. Look at all those freaking lobsters, man. I wish we had our lobster boat right now. But you know, you see all of this and you're like, dang, dude, like we could make a fortune. But yeah, these are just empty and small nets, unfortunately. But that's, you know, that's the way it goes, I guess. At the end of the day, we are still going home with about 60,000, so we're 28,000 pounds short of what we should be, which is pretty significant, but not the end of the world. So I'll bring you back when it's time to go sell. I'm gonna let Sadie and Graham here do the gutting a little bit longer, and yeah, anyway, I'll bring you right back. Okay, so we're primarily Pollock again, and it looked like Mikhail went ahead and leveled up, which is phenomenal. I might even end up titling this episode "Training Up the Crew," but if you're watching this now, that means you already know what I titled the video. Okay, so 250 for the mackerel, pretty good price. Well, 468 for pollock and 408 for redfish. That seems like a lot more than I am familiar with. Okay, boom, there we go. All right, let's do our maintenance so that we don't forget to do that in the next episode. And I really appreciate you being here for the whole episode. And let me know down in the comments below, like what is your favorite type of fishing? What you think we should try to aim to do next? I think at this point, it's time to save $1 million because we're at $442,185. I think it's time to save up the million and get ourselves an emery here. And once we have the emery, I think at that point, you know, we'll get ready for the deep line fishing, and hopefully by the time I save $1 million, that's a lot of money. It will be closer to season. Right now it's May 10th. And the wiki says that the season is going to be 1st of July, or June rather. So what we can do is we can go after tuna for June, and then maybe here in July we go after silver hake, which would probably take us back to net fishing at that point. And then starting August 1st we go after swordfish, and we try to go from there. So my my plan for this series, and when I'll consider like season 1 being done, is after we have all of the achievements for the game. So that's my goal. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you so much for making it to the end of that video. You're an awesome possum. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as that goes a really long way in helping this small channel grow. Feel free to join the Discord. There's a link in the description down below, and the YouTube algorithm thinks that you will like this video next. I will see you in the next one.